We finally managed it past $30,000, a key landmark in our 0 to 6 figure portfolio series. Welcome back. Let's dive straight into it. Now, we're currently, as I mentioned, literally just past $30,000. I think we actually did go a little bit past it because ETH did actually go past $3,000. And some of my larger holdings, like Say, for example, went over $1 as well, or around $1. So that was really good to see. But yeah, nice to reach this key landmark. And yeah, just another 3 and a bit X to go. So what's been going on in the market? In terms of portfolio, nothing's changed. I finally did changed my juice to SIM. You can't do this anymore, by the way. This closed back in December. I just hadn't updated it in the portfolio accordingly. But some things have changed in terms of price action. You can see that Gearbox is absolutely sending it over the last day, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Otherwise, I think things have generally been just trending upwards. I mean, the last 24 hours, we've had a little bit of a correction there, but generally over the last 1 week, since the last video, things have been going upwards. ETH kind of reaching that $3,000 mark, Say kind of continuing to go up. Matic as well has started to go up. I think people are kind of picking up on aggregate layer, ZK Tech, the rebrand as well with Matic changing into Pol. Blur with the upcoming Blast L2 chain coming out, like that has also been kind of steadily going up. And AI coins have also been going crazy, like SNS. I think I was massively in the red and now I'm like 150% up on this position. So that's been really good to see. Probably will be buying a little bit more, especially with dips like this. I think, I'm bullish. So when we do get dips, especially if there is a dip coming, I certainly will be allocating the rest of those precious USDCs, which won't come too often after that. Let's talk about the Bitcoin inflows from the ETF. I think yesterday was really interesting because we saw quite a significant amount of volume. I think it was, look at this. VanEck Bitcoin ETF trading volume up 14x yesterday, but it was really weird because the actual inflows were not anywhere near like $1 billion, but like 135 million. So yeah, I think that was pretty interesting. I think I personally was expecting a little bit more there when it comes to inflows, but yeah, that's pretty much what we got. $135 million. Okay, so yeah, we've still got some good inflows coming, but I'm interested to see like how this kind of shapes off. And as this tweet says, what will happen when the rich boys who just made 25% on a Bitcoin move that they need to pay for their new summer homes, when they start selling, what will happen then? So inflow is still cool, but yeah, until someone starts selling, watching this data is really interesting to me at the moment. We also had the Starknet airdrop, and of course they absolutely fumbled it. These e-beggars, which is the term they used to describe us all, trying to get at airdrops, were clearly not happy with some of the allocation. I think most people, I think, who did actually farm this properly probably got around 500 Stark. Some people got a little bit more. So yeah, I guess at current price, that is like a $900 paycheck. But certainly not anything like the the big ones that we've recently been seeing. But this is trading at a like $20 billion FDV at the moment. And it did actually go all the way to like $3.50, like 35 billion FDV. Probably a pretty easy short actually. Now at around 18 billion FDV, and I think it does have some pretty nasty unlocks as well. So I think there was a lot of FUD about the team vesting period, which I won't go into today, but one to keep an eye out on. I mean, personally, I'm not particularly bullish on the Starknet ecosystem, but I am bullish on ZK, and that's why I've basically bidded Polygon and Matic in the portfolio anyway. Let's talk about Gearbox. So Gearbox basically released this new product. Gearbox is a place to basically get leverage on anything. And Gearbox released this new product built on top of Eigen layer, where you can basically get leverage points. And they do this via their credit accounts. And essentially what you can do is you can basically open up a credit account. You can borrow up to 10 times your collateral, which is then swapped into ETH from EtherFi, which can basically give you like up to 10x leverage. So you can see from this picture here, like you deposit, let's say 10 ETH, you'll receive around 50 ETH, just under 50 ETH. This is based on a 5x leverage. And so yeah, from just your 10 ETH deposit, you can basically get exposure to like 50 ETH, which gives you like a significant 5x bonus to your Eigenlayer points, but also that your EtherFi points as well, which is really nice to see. And what I found really interesting was that like the cost of these points, especially when you go to like 4x or 5x, is like maybe 0.03, 0.04. And so 0.03 per point is pretty cheap, because you can actually sell points on Whales Market for like 4 times that price at the moment. Now, I won't go into the intricacies of like how you actually sell points and Whales Market and all that sort of stuff. That it can get a little bit complicated, so I'll save that for another video if you guys are interested. But yeah, I think Gearbox is really growing in terms of TVL because of this. Yesterday, they gained around $10 million in TVL just because of everyone kind of getting excited about this. And on Monday, they're going to increase the caps. So I'm going to pay close attention to how much inflows Gearbox receives in terms of their TVL next week, and then we'll take it from there. Last thing I wanted to share today was my good friend 563 DeFi, who has made a wonderful list of AI projects covering GPU networks, things like Akash, IONET. I mean, I've talked about some of these in my newsletter as well, but you should definitely take a look at some of these. The AI training ones, which I think I'm particularly interested in, especially things like Jensen, which I can't wait for. Data gathering, of course, we've talked about Grass and we've talked about Koi on the channel. So yeah, those are pretty cool ones. Sunesis one, which is what we have in the portfolio as well. And then some of the other kind of marketplaces, ZK, machine learning. He's also talked about AI enhancing apps, BitTensor apps, AI enhancing apps, a whole range of like different things that you should pay attention to. So these are like some of the good projects. So yeah, I'll leave a link to his tweet in the description below to this video. But yeah, that is a very, very good tweet, and props to him for doing so much research. He is a gigabrain for sure. So that's all we're going to cover today. We've passed $30,000. We'll be back in probably a day or so if anything interesting happens with another update.